Hello, darling.
Laura Jane Seaman died shortly after giving birth. Her family was later told that with better care there was a 99.9% chance she would have lived. Jade Hart was 33 when she died shortly after her son's birth. Her death, the coroner said, was contributed to by neglect. Two women who never lived to see their babies grow up. Two women who make up part of a shocking statistic, which shows just how many mothers have died before, during or shortly after giving birth in the UK. Between 2010, when austerity began, and 2024, 1,155 pregnant women and new mothers died in the UK, and around half of those may have been prevented with better care. That's 1,000 missing mothers. First words, first steps, first days at school that they will never see. And tomorrow, Baroness Valerie Amos will deliver her report into England's maternity services. But this comes off the back of last week's Ockenden review into Nottingham, of the reviews into Shrewsbury and Telford and Morecambe Bay and East Kent. Tens of thousands of words and pages and all that family grief, with a feeling that not much is changing. In 2015, Jeremy Hunt, the then Health Secretary, pledged to halve maternal death rates from 2010 levels. The deadline was last year. Instead, it's gone in the wrong direction.
There's been a 57% increase in those direct or obstetric pregnancy-related causes. And when we look at those deaths in particular, the vast majority of those deaths are preventable. So those women, if they'd had different care, it would have made a difference to their outcome.
The most common causes of pregnancy-related death are blood clots, suicide and hemorrhage, and this hasn't changed in decades. And despite recent improvements, black women are still more than twice as likely as a white woman to die from pregnancy-related causes. Asian women and those from mixed ethnic backgrounds also face a higher risk of maternal death.
We have to just call it what it is. Racism, whether it's covert racism, overt racism, whether it's microaggressions, harmful stereotypes and assumptions about, the pain threshold of a mother, not believing a mother, not listening, not acting proactively towards a mother that looks like me. And these are some of the stories that I hear every single day.
As ever, though, the numbers and the data cannot tell the stories of the grief and the pain of those left behind. Laura Jane Seaman died in 2022 at Broomfield Hospital in Chelmsford, 2 days after the birth of her fifth child, Murray.
The last image of Laura Jane in that room, room 12, was someone screaming, "Arrest, arrest, arrest."
For months, her bereaved family had believed what they'd been told by the hospital, that what had happened was an unfortunate tragedy. But a subsequent investigation found serious and repeated failings in her care, including midwives treating Laura Jane's collapse from blood loss as dehydration, multiple issues with the way her condition was monitored and recorded, and a failure to escalate and treat her deterioration as an emergency. An inquest found her death was avoidable and was contributed to by neglect.
Had I understood that, had I read the room, had I known, then I would have been shouting and screaming. I couldn't do it that night, but that's what I'm doing now. I never want anyone to feel the pain that we feel. I never want any other grandmother to hold their hours-old baby, grandson, and fear for the life of the mother that's just given birth. I never want that pain for anyone. I physically hurt.
Mid and South Essex Trust extended their sincerest condolences and said, "We would like to reassure Laura Jane's family and others using our maternity services that our staff are now better trained in recognising and responding to the early signs of deterioration in order to prevent this from happening again." Jade Hart gave birth to her son Hugo in July 2018 at Bassetlaw Hospital in Worksop. Doctors used excessive force, pulling on the umbilical cord at least 4 times, which resulted in her uterus being turned inside out. She then suffered multiple cardiac arrests.
I was sat in that corner of that room and saw everything. So what I saw, I thought was the placenta. It wasn't the placenta.
Doncaster and Bassetlaw teaching hospitals said Jade's death was tragic and they were deeply sorry. They added, the findings of the inquest alongside wider national learning have informed changes to clinical practice, training and oversight across our maternity and obstetric services. Never could Rick have imagined walking out of that hospital alone with his baby boy. And in fact, we met him through the charity Widowed and Young because, and he's not alone in this, there is so little support for families after a maternal death. He has now written books and has a podcast.
I wouldn't wish my journey on anybody out there. So, I think the things that I've done and the things that I've built is a platform for people to go, okay, there is somebody out there that I can connect with that has gone through this. And, if I can provide hope to people out there, then so be it.
And hope is what these and many other families are clinging to. Having lost so much, they hope that their stories will be heard and change will happen.
That report from Victoria MacDonald. And the Department of Health and Social Care, in a statement, offered their sympathies to bereaved families and pointed to the recent appointment of a new maternity advisor and new guidance on tackling leading causes of maternal death. And if you've been affected by any of these issues, there's a range of places to seek help on channel4.com/support.